Hello and welcome to the news at 7, where we get to the heart of the day's stories and communities across Scotland tonight. We will see what the picture is across the country. Also tonight, we will get all the sport with Jane. What's coming up tonight, Jane? And what happened when Partick Thistle players and mascot Kingsley went to a local school to learn Gaelic? We will find out. Hello, I'm Amy Irons and welcome to the news at 7. Well, we've been talking for the last week or so, haven't we, about how households in Scotland are facing yet another rise in their council tax. We've been finding out the specific costs for next year as councils one by one confirm their rates. The latest local authority to confirm a rise is in Murray, where councillors have agreed a double-digit increase. The 10% rise has been recommended by officials ahead of the budget meeting in Elgin. This is what people in Murray thought of the rise. So yes, Murray may be seeing the highest proposed rises of any council so far, but there are big changes coming elsewhere in Scotland. As you can see from this map, council tax is set to rise by 10% in Aberdeenshire, over 9% in both Argyll and Bute, and Midlothian as well. For context, that is about 3 times the current rate of inflation. The likes of Dundee City, South Lanarkshire and East Ayrshire, among others, are still to confirm their plans. The big question is, will the tax hikes result in improved services for the residents of these areas, or are local authorities just plugging existing holes in their finances? Our news correspondent Jamie McIver sent us this report from Edinburgh, where councillors have been deciding next year's tax rate for the capital. Now, 6 months after her son died in an alleged stabbing in Edinburgh, a grieving mother has persuaded the Scottish Government to consider tightening security around the sale of knives. It's another step forward for Lisa Petrie, who started to push for tougher restrictions following the death of her 22-year-old son, John McNabb, last September. Our Home Affairs correspondent David Cowan has been following her campaign. That was Lisa Petrie sharing her story with our Home Affairs correspondent David Cowan. Now let's get a roundup of some of the stories making the BBC News app in Scotland today. A doctor who was jailed for secretly filming friends and colleagues in the bathroom has been struck off the medical register. Ju Young was jailed for 18 months last year. A Russian-flagged oil tanker, the Marinera, has begun its journey to the USA after being moored off the Murray coast. The vessel was seized in the North Atlantic by the US Coast Guard. And plans for a tunnel, bridge or causeway to link the island of Mull to the mainland have been proposed in a Scottish Government paper. Well, for more information on all of these stories and many more, there you go. You can just scan the QR code on your screen and it'll take you straight to the BBC Scotland News app. Families of some children treated for cancer at Glasgow's flagship hospital say they're worried it's still not safe. They attended Holyrood to call for an independent investigation into the long-term effects of preventative medication. The First Minister has not ruled that out, but says he wants to wait for the findings of a public inquiry. The boss of the Health Board said there is still work to be done to restore public confidence in the beleaguered hospital. Our health correspondent Lisa Summers has more for us.
For that goal to be ruled offside, and yes, so Celtic still 1-0 up at the minute.
You come in the studio, Jane, and everything just starts
Chaos.
happening. We better look out
Chaos.
there. Keep up to date with what's happening. Thanks very much. As always, we're going to stick with football. Well, sort of. And players from Partick Thistle went along to their local primary school to learn some Gaelic, and they took a rather well-known face along with them. Javen Houston was there. Always the star of the show.
Is that not
Kingsley.
your dad's old team?
Yes, it was. Now to this star of the show, Judith's got the weather. Are we going to get some sun in some parts of the country?
Yeah, I know it was pretty dreary to start with, but we started off the day like this in Shetland. It was grey down south, and everybody saw a bit of dreich weather across the country, but a lovely beast.
Finally, Judith, something to look forward to and hold on to. One little sunny symbol. Thank you very much, as ever. Now, just before we go, for some people, the scariest thing about a fish and chip shop might be the calories in some of the food. But for Scottish game designer James Muirhead, it has become the setting of his latest horror game. Our reporter Benjamin Russell caught up with him earlier. Yes, we'll have to keep our eye on that and see how James gets on. That is all from us here at the News at 7. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I will be back with you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.